Guys, what an episode that I've got for you. Tune in because this is a really interesting, great conversation. My guest today is just the definition of a modern career woman. She is bold, she's ambitious, she teaches us some of her inside tricks of how to boost your salary, as well as the journey that it took to move countries after having children. She's refreshingly honest that it's not always easy. It is really hard to balance and try and have it all. And she tells us a little bit more about how she tries to do that by showing up for herself first and foremost and doing her best and trying to make the decisions that's best for her family. So I know that you'll learn a lot from today. It's a great episode. Tune in and leave your comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of The Rising's Growing Together with me, Billie.
Me, Charlotte.
And today we have our guest, Sham. Welcome to the shed.
Hey! It's good to be here.
Thanks for joining us. So excited for you to be here today. We actually met through the kids, so we're mum friends.
And I've never met you.
No.
So I'm really excited about this one.
Yeah.
Because I have no information of anything whatsoever apart from, is this Kaysen's
Crush.
Yes, mom.
Yeah. So I'm not sure how.
I'm not Kaysen's crush. That's the only way I hear about you, or maybe the child.
I don't know where the kids. I don't know if Amir taught him or he's found the word, but he uses the word crush.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that's all I've heard of you.
Oh, good. His crush. So
again, it's my daughter that's the crush.
Yeah.
An age-appropriate crush.
Yeah. No, they since you kind of joined the school, they've just been really good friends. Yeah. And I think, to be fair, because Kaysen's not your typical boisterous boy football, he gets on really well with the girls.
Yeah.
And yeah, they've just really kind of gelled, really similar kind of interests and things like that. So yeah, I remember when he was like, "Oh, can we have a play date?" And you're always like, yeah, okay. Yeah. And then we met, didn't we, at Side Street? And then it was like 3 hours had passed.
Yeah.
Like,
the kids were like, can we go home now?
We're like, no, kids, 5 more minutes.
You created a friendship.
We did. Yeah. 100%.
And it's always hit and miss with like when you meet through the kids, because you have no idea what the parents are like, if you're going to get on.
Exactly.
And actually, we've got so many similarities. I mean, both our husbands are called Liam.
Yeah, there's one straight away.
2 kids.
Yep. Quite similar older kids and then younger kids, I think, as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, got the calm,
2 youngest
collected older ones, and then the more kind of
crazy ones.
Yeah.
And then in terms of like career as well, more of like the corporate career. Yeah. Husband's, work for himself kind of thing. And so yeah, we've got quite a lot of similarities, which is why I think we hit it off.
Definitely.
So yeah, excited to dive right in.
I'm excited to hear.
Oh, good.
So we always start by asking the guests the same first question.
Okay.
What is one saying or quote that you are living your life by right now, or that's suitable for this chapter?
God, that's hard. You started a really hard one straight away. I think you only live once. I know that's like a really obvious one, but I definitely feel like I live by that all the time. I'm just like, this moment is up for grabs now. Just take it. Yeah. Just do it. Go. You only live once. Don't waste time.
I agree.
100%.
Why have we made it like an icky quote?
Yeah,
it's not. You should.
Yeah.
Why are we not?
But it is.
I agree. I think we should try and do it more. Actually,
I think it's one of those things that, like I say, you hear all the time, and I think we said it on the last guest and with their quote is that it 100% believe it, but it's just hard sometimes to remember that.
Yeah.
And even the other day, I got really stressed over just everything that's going on.
Yeah.
And then I was like talking to a friend of mine. She's going through, more significant things than me at the moment. And I was like, I'll just shut up because my troubles are silly troubles. Like, not to diminish what I'm going through, but at the same time, like it, with other things that have gone on, like it just puts into perspective.
Definitely that. Like, I definitely think I have to do that quite a lot, where I then have to
stress so much over the little things because
and let's just live a little, like you say. We get one shot at this. Let's just
definitely
enjoy it.
Yeah, definitely.
As best as we can.
Prioritise the important
hard,
things.
Though, like you say, with all the things that we have to juggle, which we'll talk more about.
Yeah, and it
is hard.
Exactly.
You have to remind
it's
yourself.
Normal. It is normal to have days when you just say, "Oh, go away."
Yeah,
literally. But then most of that time, you got to remind yourself, it's nothing. Come on,
No.
we're all right.
Yeah.
We're okay.
Literally that. If you've got your health,
we're okay.
you've got the important things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes, God, it sounds really. I'm literally like, I've got my kids. Everyone's safe.
Yeah.
We're happy. Like it's okay. I mean,
Yeah.
we're not always happy, but
Yeah. No,
But
I
you
think,
are
like you say, the main things like health, being together, love, all of that is the main thing. So, we have to remind ourselves
Yeah.
about
So
sometimes.
YOLO.
Yeah, YOLO. Literally YOLO. That's what I should have said. Should have gone really,
That is a
I'm
real
not cool
millennial
enough.
thing,
I'm
though.
not
like
cool
even like
enough.
the finger with the power.
That's what I mean. But
YOLO.
we're made icky, but why?
Oh God, when we do it, imagine when the younger kids watch this.
Oh God, they'll be like, "You're so uncool, Mum."
So embarrassing.
What are 3 words your closest like friends and family would use to describe you?
Okay. Wow. Positive.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. A bit crazy.
Yeah, I like that. Spicy.
Yeah, a bit spicy. I like that one. God, just really open. I would say really open. Yeah. Just like in both ways. Like I'm very open, honest, and just very kind of open to receiving stuff of people as well. Like if they want to talk about anything, like just no judgment. I know that's a lot of words, but yeah.
Yeah.
So, just trying to explain it.
And have you always been like that, or do you think as you've got older, maybe you've changed? And you're quite different to how you were growing up.
No, I think I've always been like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've definitely always had those elements. I think a lot of it comes from my mum. My mum's always been like that. So I think that's just been sort of the way that I've been.
I think people who are quite open can be very approachable.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah.
When someone is so open with their own lives or, whatever, it makes you want to kind of...
Share.
Yeah, you want to...
Yeah.
You do, don't you?
I definitely feel that energy for
Yeah.
sure, because I'm very like, oh, this is how I'm feeling. And even though
I
we've
definitely
just
got
met.
that from you. Yeah. When we
That's
first
such
met.
a good trait to have as a, as a person.
I think so, because I think a lot of people nowadays, especially like our age group, when you first meet someone, it's like my walls are up.
Here's
and
my
then
mask.
you have to bring it down. Whereas I think if you start with my walls are down
Yeah.
and I'll build it up if you show me things that I don't like.
Yeah.
But I think you get so much more out of people in life by starting in the, show me who you are and I'm
100%.
open to it.
Yeah.
And then if I need to distance it, then that comes later.
Definitely. Yeah, just having that element of trust and like just knowing
Yeah.
I'm definitely very much, you're a good person. You're obviously a good person until you show me otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it shifts, doesn't it? Because a lot of people are like, you have to earn my trust.
Yeah.
Whereas actually, like, you've got it until you show me that you don't
Yeah, which
deserve
feels
it.
like a fight then.
Yeah.
And then you're just sort of like,
You
you're
started
having
it
to
on a negative, I suppose,
Yeah.
in a way,
Yeah.
which I'm probably quite guilty for. But you can't sit here and say that, because I am very much like, I've got my friends, I don't need any more friends, I don't want to know anyone else.
No, and I also get that because
And
we've
I
got
don't
time.
know why I am. There's no actual reason. It's just how I've always
It's not
been,
like
isn't
you've
it?
been really burnt by anyone.
No,
So-
it's just how I am, isn't it? But then when I do talk to people, because I'm not someone who would sit there and not talk to someone. I actually am quite talkative.
Oh yeah, you can
and-
see
yeah,
that.
Yeah,
Straight away.
And when I'm doing it, I love it.
Yeah.
But when someone says it to me, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
Because then I don't know, sometimes you're sort of thinking, oh my God, how am I going to fit this into my schedule? Do you know, like, oh, I want to get to know this person. I want to hang out with this person.
Yeah.
Maybe we just overthink it.
I
Maybe
think
it's
it's for
just-
me as well. Like, I don't really like the superficial fake conversations.
Yeah.
Like you give it to me deep. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Let's debate. And I think a lot of the social scene can
Small
be
talk.
very small talk, and
Yeah.
that-
And you don't know
that's
You
what's
walk
really
away
going
thinking, is
on.
that conversation real or not?
that's a bit boring to me. Yeah.
Definitely.
And it's funny because, like you say, she's very much like, oh, nah. But then when we're out there, people are
Yeah.
probably more approachable.
Yeah.
I think I've got a bit of a rested bitch
It's strange,
face.
isn't it?
But until you actually
Until
start
she
talking
needs
to me.
Yeah.
But it's true. I just wanted to say it because obviously everyone is probably looking at, thinking, well, listening, going, you don't do that.
You're not approachable.
I am in a way of like first thought. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
But then when I'm there, it's just like,
Oh yeah, I think everyone that meets you knows that. Yeah, you're very friendly. But yeah, you'd never usually want to be
yeah.
putting yourself in those.
Yeah. And again, if you're my friend, you're my best friend.
Yeah.
But if you're my enemy,
That's it. Don't want to be on that side.
So give us a little bit of background on your job, because I don't think I've met anyone with a job like yours or anything even quite similar. So it's quite unique, actually.
It is, yeah. No, it definitely is. I definitely feel like when I say what I do, everyone's like, what's that?
Oh, well, people
like,
always joke that I'm Chandler from Friends. Like, what do you even do?
What do you even do? I love
Someone
that.
asked me yesterday what you do, and
Really?
I said, I don't know. I can't tell you, but I'm sure she
What
explained
was it? Transform stuff. That's what I do.
I'm a transform.
That's how you should answer from now on.
So even my sister's like, my friends ask me and I don't know how to say it. And I'm like, God's sake, yeah.
Yeah.
So, tell us your Chandler job.
Okay, so my Chandler job is, so I work in medical communications, which again, no one's ever heard of. You could say drug dealer. No. So
a legal drug dealer.
A legal one, yeah. So no, it's very much not. So I think in any other industry, it would be classed as advertising or marketing. But in medicals, you can't advertise or market drugs.
Yeah.
So for obvious reasons, you can only communicate them. So I sit in between pharmaceutical companies and the healthcare professionals. And the idea is that any of the new drugs, trials, therapies, whatever it is that they want to communicate and they want to get out there into the market, we have to take that information in a very unbiased, very kind of strategic way, look at how we communicate that to healthcare practitioners. So that can be in any forms. Traditionally, it was always manuscripts, so just really long 40-page papers that went through, this was the trial, here are the methods, here are the results, and then doctors would have to take that and then make their decision on their own. Obviously, we now live in a day and age where there's no way people have time to do this. Like with everything, information has become more condensed, it's become way more succinct, way more bite-sized. So we've got to look at exactly more presentable, 100% more able. Like we need doctors to be able to take in way more information than they did before in the same amount of time, probably even less time, let's be honest, than they had before. So the idea is, yes, we still do manuscripts because you have to legally have that information online. But the reality is no one's reading it. So we then have to look at ways of creating digestible pieces out of that. It can be videos. We work with people called key opinion leaders who are kind of the lead doctors in that field. So whether it's cardiology, whether it's ophthalmology, we'll pick out sort of 10 to 15 of the kind of stars in that area. And that's who a lot of doctors will look to for information, right?
You're the expert. We look up to that.
Exactly.
We trust your opinion.
100%. They're not looking to pharmaceutical companies. They're looking to them.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to look at them to see, what are you using? What do you do with your patients?
Well, that translates, doesn't it? Because like, if a company is selling me, I feel like I'm being salty. But if my friend
100%.
says I use them and they're really, really good,
exactly,
you trust that opinion. So
100%.
it's like that.
Or your managers or, you know, your bosses. Exactly. So, so we then we'll work with them. They might do a video about that trial in their own words. It's very much kind of right. You look at this information, you know, can you have a look at this, take a look at what it means? And then could we film you doing a video talking about it, for example? It could be an animation. We've done games before, like interactive patient games where doctors can literally go on and go, right, walk over to the bedside. This is the conditions they're telling you. What do you think you should do? So kind of different ways of education.
Just creative new ways.
Exactly. So it's interesting for sure. A lot of my job is kind of, you know, client management. I work with my clients who are pharmaceutical companies and then sort of looking at how we distill that information down or what is the best way to communicate that. It's also looking at things a bit more strategically. So in an industry where you can't market, it's thinking about things a bit more smart. So really, you know, here's an example. Diabetes drugs. There's tons and tons of diabetes drugs out there. It's been around for a long time. How do you make yourself stand out? I know, let's do a trial where we look at, can one drug that treats diabetes also treat cardiovascular and kidney health, for example? Because this is coming from someone in the industry, but we know that people with diabetes tend to also have those complications. Instead of taking 3 drugs, could they take 1?
Yeah.
And actually, yes. So a company has done that. And so it's looking at, right, let's do that. And now this is actually really positive for the patient.
Yeah.
It's positive for the doctor. Yeah. And it's just positive overall, but also the pharmaceutical company will obviously make money out of, you know.
So you're looking at like the unique selling points,
literally,
as well as then how to deliver that information.
Yes.
To capture their interest and
exactly.
And essentially sell them without selling them.
Exactly that. It's like, it's selling it. Actually,
it's ethical selling.
Ethical selling because it is almost like this is better for the patient. And that is how I have to say, like, I know there's a lot on like big pharma at the moment, especially after COVID and everything. I know there's a lot kind of a scrutiny, and don't get me wrong.
Don't get us started.
But no, honestly, don't get
not to say it.
no, but don't get me wrong. Like, I've had my issues with it. You know, I do feel like my mum was let down massively by the drugs that she was on and what was prescribed to her. So I totally see benefits in natural methods. You know, my personal opinion is separate to my corporate career. You know, and yes, I also can see the impact, you know. So, but then I do feel like a lot of the work that we are doing with them, or at least on the surface, is supposed to be what's best for the patient. And a lot of it is patient centricity. And, you know.
Well, you're not a medical sales rep. You're not going like, I need to hit targets and quotas and I just want to sell you this drug so that I can, you know, meet my targets.
No.
You're actually doing it in a like much more ethical way.
Yeah, and doctors need to know, don't they? Like, they need to know what drugs are out there.
At the end of the day, we can't live without drugs. Like, a lot of it is necessary.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good that there are people out there like you that are doing it ethically for the best. Yeah. In, you know, care of the client.
Yeah, and I think you're right. From years, we've started with a base of a medication, for example.
Yeah.
And we've all kept that same brand, even a brand. You know, everyone goes to a brand. Yeah. And I'm like, that's not the medication.
No.
Look at the ingredient.
Yeah, it's the same.
Okay? And everyone's just gone on this same brand. Yeah. And like you say, if there's people out there who are actually looking into taking the best possible medication for these patients in the best way to treat each case,
and it should be individual. Then
actually that's better way, you know, rather 100%. Than just taking that brand because that's what we know.
But it doesn't. The brand makes no difference.
What do you know?
Yeah. So I don't know if you knew this, but like, so for a pharmaceutical company, when they first create the pill, so let's take Nurofen for example, right? I think they were the first ones to do ibuprofen, or one of the first, and then when you're the first, you get a patent. So you've got 10 to 15 years where you're the only ones allowed to have it. As soon as that patent ends, anyone can copy and paste the exact same, to the point of companies like Teva, like manufacturing pharmaceutical companies, will literally make ibuprofen in the same, they'll make the same tablet. Yeah. And then one set will go over here and have a stamp of Nurofen on it. One set will go over here and have the Tesco stamp on it, or whatever you want to do it, and then be packaged separately, or they'll be shaped differently, and they'll both have different prices, and it is the exact same pill. And because the patent has ended, you know, companies like Nurofen or whatever are doing everything they can to be like, we're better. That's why we're here. It's not true. No, you're not. The ingredients are exactly the same. It's not even like when you market a food and then, you know, you've got slightly different ingredients or one tastes better than the other. No, they are identical. They're made in the same factory, in the same way. They've just maybe been shaped slightly differently or,
And I do think we're getting better with that, more aware in even food, checking what ingredients we are putting into ourselves. And the same, I think, with medication. Yeah. I think we're getting better. And it is nice to know that, again, because I am of a different opinion.
Field, aren't you, really?
And it's hard, isn't it, when you are in a medical side field and you've got these opinions, you know, that people might think are a little bit, what's the word? Controversial? I don't know what the word is.
Yeah,
but, you know,
I do get that.
It's true. You know, there's part of me which I do agree with and believe, and then there's parts of I'm like, I'm not so sure with. So it is nice to know that there's a company, you know, of that middleman who are taking the best and trying to give them the best.
Well, that's what
and
you're
really
supposed to
educate
do.
everyone with that in the meantime, you know?
Yeah,
everyone's popping pills and not really know what they're doing.
Exactly. And that's the point.
Long-term effects are huge right now.
100%. And we can't know those long-term effects. You can't until they've happened. So it is a worry. Like, it is. And it's a genuine concern. I do get it. And, you know, I went vegan for a while, you know, and I watched that What the Health documentary. I don't know if either of you have seen that. And that was very much about sort of the conspiracy of the health industry and how they've been telling us to eat meat and telling us to eat dairy because then they can treat you for all the diseases that come from doing it, you know. And I could see it when they were talking about the amount of money that goes into congresses and things, because I see that money. Yeah. I build those budgets. Like, I can see how much money farmers spend on getting their drug out there. Yeah. So
when you look at America, I think that's why
America,
I mean, that country is definitely, you know, not the America it once was. And it is because it is about money and like their whole healthcare industry, like having to have insurance, like medical sales reps selling drugs.
Yeah.
All of those things, the money that they make. And, you know, the conspiracy that you hear, like, oh, yeah, well, they've cured cancer, but that person's disappeared and this, that and the other. And, like, I'm glad I don't live in a country where it does feel like my health is actually someone's profit.
Yeah.
Like, at least, it's my business.
That is a tricky one, the cancer one. I do think about that often because I do think about how many people depend, how many people depend on the jobs that come from chemotherapy, that come from the tablets that are constantly being administered. Yeah. And actually, you do think if one pill did solve it, you know, that would destroy. It might even be that might destroy as many lives as, you know, and all these people that lose their jobs, that they don't have a livelihood anymore. Not to say that's right at all, but you do think about it as a potential reason to keep something like that quiet. I don't, you know.
That's literally another hole, though, isn't it? You could go into when you start thinking about all these things. Literally, we could go on forever.
But no,
like from having nightmares for weeks.
I know. but from the base of it, I think again, you know, we were going back to before, like about just trusting until someone proves me otherwise. Like I am still I like to think that we do need drugs. We do need medicines, like 100%, you know, and they do keep people alive and they're meant to be there for a good reason. I'm a scientist. Like I did maths and chemistry at university. So I know the science behind it. So I do feel like
it's
this
the same
is logical.
With everything. There's always good and there's always bad in every industry and every career path. Were you always wanting to go into medicine? Obviously, you did science as a degree.
Yes.
Was that always the plan?
Well, yeah, the plan. Oh God. So I'm Sri Lankan in terms of I was actually born in Sri Lanka. Moved to England when I was 3, so very much raised in England.
Yeah.
But grown up in sort of a Sri Lankan household, and that Asian culture is very much. You're going to be a doctor
or a
lawyer, or an engineer.
Yeah,
you're going to be a lawyer, doctor, engineer. Actually, my parents are very disappointed that I'm not a doctor, and apparently medical communications is not quite enough. You know,
you're close, but you're not quite.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, how dare you have a corporate career where you can actually be flexible and support your family really well, earning more than a doctor, but it's still not good enough.
We haven't got that title, all right?
Exactly. I need the DR before. And I was like, listen, I'll do a PhD at some point. Just, you know.
A moment.
God. So, so it's very much like, you're going to be a doctor. And I was good academically at school and it just made sense. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll just go into medicine. Just had that in my head and sort of did everything in that way. I have a very creative side, which I was very much told is a hobby. So I like to sing. I like doing musical theatre. It's something I've always done, ever since I was young. And it was always like, oh, you know, you're really good. And that's, you know, that's fine. But it's good as a hobby, you know. So
I think not just the Asian culture.
No.
I think a lot of people see performing arts and the creative side as not something you really get into.
Because there is luck.
It's really hard to make a career out of it, I think, more than anything.
Literally
it's possible, but it's tough.
And I totally get why. And I am grateful because, yes, as much as I can sit here and be like, oh, you know, I wish I'd done that.
I'm an actress.
Yeah, but I would, come on, let's be honest. You know, I'd be not living in Spain. I'd be on the street, busking somewhere, maybe going, oh, man, I wish I had my science degree. You know, so the reality is different.
You got the best of both. You got to explore your creative side.
Definitely.
And also have your career.
Exactly.
And I think the benefit of that is then you could choose.
Yeah, well, you say that
in a way. You could, if you never did enjoy, you know, that side of it as a job,
you can always
turn maybe your hobby into a job, not necessarily becoming the superstar,
but
making people into superstars. You know,
that's so true.
You know, it's all those things.
100%.
A little bit more choice, isn't it?
Definitely, and I definitely feel that now. Like now, as time begins to free up. Well, I say free up, we'll see, but. If I can make time for it, I do want to get back into my singing. I do want to. So I've got this mic set up. That's about as far as I got. I've done that. I've downloaded Audacity. That's about it. I'm like ready to kind of, okay, now I have to actually sing something, you know. So I'd like to get back into it, but exactly that. Now I can do it, and especially with the internet now, and you can just do it now. It's not like you have to go and audition and live in LA for. I got to live here and be really close to it or whatever. So. But so I got to year 12. Yeah, I got to year 12 being like, I'm doing medicine, going to be a doctor, it's fine. I picked all my subjects at A-level, maths, chemistry, biology and physics. Just thought I'd make it really easy for myself. Also, one of the teachers was like, oh, girls don't really do physics. And I was like, well, I'm going to do it then.
Yeah. That's
like,
good.
Yeah,
That's
so
good.
you definitely have
I
that
was like,
personality.
I'm doing it then.
Yeah, it's good that you had that, like, confidence, like, because sometimes it is hard to be the odd one out who's going to go and do something.
Yeah. If someone tells me I can't do something, I'm like, right, I'm doing it.
Yeah. I think that's a really good trait.
I was
going
to
to
say, yeah, it's a very good trait.
Because otherwise you just become a sheep and you follow everybody else.
Fuel to be like, well, I am then.
Yeah,
definitely. Exactly. Especially when he was like, girls don't do physics. I was like, wow, I'm going to show you now.
Yeah. I think I've always been like that as well. Like, yeah.
Good, as we should be.
It doesn't really matter, you know, if you say I can or can't do it. Like, if I want to do it, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I think that's so important, isn't it?
Sure.
And then I was very much kind of set on medicine. And then I remember because I went to Imperial in London for an open day for medicine. And I went along to this open day and they were cutting up a dead body. And they literally had an actual body on the table and it stank and there was blood everywhere. And I just was like, you're basically told about the academic side of medicine all the time. It's really hard academically. I was like, yep, I can do that. They were like, you have to study for 8 years. Yep, I could do that. There's all these exams are really hard. No, I can do that. Yeah. Academically, I am there. I never thought about the practical side of what you're actually doing medicine-wise. I was like, I don't want to do this.
This is a little bit much.
I was like, I want to just go back to the paper where I can show you the parts of the body of the anatomy, but actually seeing it in real life, I was like, oh, I don't like this.
Yeah.
And so in that moment, I was like, I'm not doing this. And I just turned around and said, I'm not doing this. I need to do something else. And my dad was like, what do you mean? I was like, I don't want to do that as a job. And I started to think about everything else. I started to think about what actually being a doctor in the NHS meant. And, you know, lots of hours, back-to-back shifts. I think everyone knows that. I think
a lot of your responsibility is, like, not your own, and it's always very bureaucratic. Like, literally. You can't always do the things that you want to do or help in the way that you want to help. Exactly. Your hands are tied a little bit and you go into it to help people. Yeah. But there's so much processes and stuff. Yeah. I think it's made the medical field, especially for, like, doctors and nurses and GPs and things, really, really difficult.
100%. I always hear this, like, same with, like, teachers, a lot of the public sector, for sure. I just feel that exactly that. Their hands are tied. Yeah. Lots of bureaucracy. So I thought about that. I thought about the fact that I did want to have a family and be present with my children at some point, and just thought, how am I going to do that? Like, and do this? And I don't think I even want to do this. And and I just had a bit of a rejig, and I thought, okay, I'm going to carry on. I've done science now, so I'm going to go ahead and do science, you know, at university. So I went ahead and did maths and chemistry. I thought, get that degree behind me and then see what happens. And then I came out of uni and I thought, I just want to do something. I've done academics now for so long. I've been very academic and, you know, everyone's going, oh, now do a master's degree and now do this. And I thought, no, I want to do something really corporate now. I'm going to go into something where I can develop sales skills. I actually saw one of your podcasts recently about sales skills. Yeah. And I thought, I want to do something like that. Like, really, I want to put on a suit and go into work. Business role. Yeah. Exactly. So I went to recruitment. So I did recruitment for a couple of years. And it was really hard in a different way. You know, it was, I had the confidence and stuff to go in and talk to people and that side of things. I thought that was really important to develop and work on. But also I felt that the resilience that you needed. Oh my God, people were rude. People
honestly,
would put the phone down.
I think every kid, like young teenager, young adult,
should do that.
Should do a couple of years.
100%.
Like, it will give you everything you need.
Literally, I learned more in that job in recruitment than I did at uni. Like, hands down. Like, I had all this knowledge of whatever, and you can learn that any time, but my God, that what I learned about being like, okay, it's fine, like doing things that I couldn't, I didn't feel like I could do, picking up the phone for 4 hours a day, standing up for power hours and just being like, next. I think for me,
it was just the biggest thing. Like, you've got the communication skills, negotiation, resilience. Yeah. Being comfortable, being uncomfortable is the top skill that comes with all those things. 100%. It's just, this is really uncomfortable. I really don't want to walk into this business and get shut down, but fucking I've got to do it anyway.
Exactly.
And just, being comfortable, being uncomfortable. And literally. I'm sure Tony Robbins, which is, you know, a huge, you know, life coach, motivational speaker. And he said the number one like skill that all his top billionaire friends have is comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And you get that from sales.
100%. Yeah, because you're always uncomfortable. I just remember being like, every day I'd go home, I'd be like, oh, sweaty armpits. God, from being like nervous, just, you know, really like, it's it teaches you a lot. And then I got to a point where I thought, I like this, but I'm missing, I like it, it's hard, but I'm also missing the science. Like, I did that, and I did that for a reason, and I enjoyed it, and I'm missing that. I'm missing using my brain in that way. So, like, I want to find something now that maybe combines the two. And that's how I ended up where I am now, basically. And I kind of stumbled across it, to be honest. Like, I'd never really heard of it. I was looking at things that combined communication and combined being someone who wanted to kind of be client facing and do that business side, but also with a level of science and a level of kind
in
of
that field. So you managed to get the perfect crossroad being creative and also using science.
Yeah, exactly. And you do have to do a bit of sort of creative writing and things like that as well, and kind of use those skills and like to an extent also. So yeah, I feel like I've got the balance right. So yeah, I feel good. Yeah. Just I want to still do my hobbies. I still want to do like my singing and that side of things also.
Yeah.
And yeah, the job is stressful sometimes, like any job, right? Like
what job isn't?
Yeah,
really?
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
think you can do anything worthwhile or anything that you get that fulfillment from if it's too easy.
Yeah, 100%.
We all want it to be easy,
but then you don't.
But if it's that easy, that's where it gets very boring.
Exactly. And I'd rather be challenged and interested.
Yeah.
Than bored and yeah.
Definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's say your job ended tomorrow.
Oh God.
And you mentioned obviously like gaining them sales skills. What are the top skills that you think you've learned in the job that you're in the career that you've had so far, all of it? Yeah. What are like the top skills that you would advise anyone to get that you think can really help you move into something else?
For sure. I think communication is the biggest one, like learning those communication skills. I know there's tons of books out there and stuff, but I think the most important things are like doing that presentation, getting up in front of people and being able to just do that. And yes, if you need to prep, fine, but doing it without prep, you know, in those circumstances.
Yeah.
Communication is one of the biggest things. I think that's the thing that's, in fact, interview skills. I would say interview skills are huge. Like, I've moved job every couple of years up until this job I'm in now, which I'm actually very settled and happy in now. But it's probably the longest, actually. I'm coming up to 3.5, 4 years. But every 2 years, I've just had that confidence to go, I'm going to interview for a new job and I'm going to get more money and I'm going to get a better position. And
well, they say that is the only way to really skyrocket your salary is to job hop every couple of years.
That's how I've done it.
Because staying in a career, staying in a company, you get like a bit of reward and a bit of but jumping is where you really... Definitely. I've never done it, but...
Oh my God.
I've done it a little bit, but not done it that regularly.
Yeah.
So the last time I did it, God, I was somewhere and I remember I asked for a 5k salary pay rise and I said, things are really tough.
The space of a year,
which is like 100. It was like £150 a month extra a month. It wasn't even that much, but I thought, I want to be fair and whatever. And I said, look, I'm doing the role of the role above. I appreciate I'm doing it right now, and you need to kind of assess that. But look, things are really tough at the moment. But also, I feel like I've achieved X, Y, Z. And that's another thing I would say. Like, have those conversations. I feel like women especially don't do it. Which I really get to in a minute about like imposter syndrome and stuff, but like have those conversations, be like, I'm worth this and I would like to ask for it. I looked up the market rate.
Yeah.
It was, higher than what I was on. So I said, look, this is what I'd like. This is why, these are my reasons. And they said, yeah, we'll consider it. They came back a month later, took a month to decide. And they were like, do you know what? We just really can't afford it right now. We agree with everything you're saying, but we can't do it. And I was like, what do you mean you can't do it? Because I've seen all the business coming through.
It's significantly more than $5,000 to replace me.
Right, exactly.
And train someone else.
Exactly. And there I am fighting for it. So then I just went and interviewed elsewhere. Always interview at multiple places at once.
Yeah.
Always. Don't give yourself just one option. I did that. And I got a job for a $20,000 pay rise.
There you go.
And I thought, that just goes to show you, I was fighting for my life for 5k. And then I was like, oh, wow. And now that's life-changing amount. So then suddenly I was like, oh my God, now I don't have to worry about any of this. And now I've got, and I think a lot of people don't change because they are scared of change. That's one of the biggest things I've learned as well, actually, is change. Like changes, don't be afraid of change. I change so often. I change things all the time. I've changed jobs. I changed country. Twice now, I guess. So, and it's always been for the better. It's always been for the positive. And I'm not afraid to start something new, and I'm not afraid to start from the beginning again at a new place, because I know I'll be able to.
You'll figure it out.
I think people lack that confidence too. They want to. They so want to.
Of course they do.
And also at the same time, it's a weird thing, isn't it? Because they feel like they need to be loyal. When in actual fact, would that company be loyal to you if they had the choice? For example,
So I'd give my loyalty to a company that didn't deserve it.
Exactly.
Not the one I'm in now, but
but I think you've still got to kind of weigh up, like you say. You've just, like you say, push yourself and really just try to give yourself that confidence to know you are worth it. You know, at the end of the day, and you will find someone who feels the same. Basically,
100%.
You know, and sees your vision and sees your potential.
Exactly.
You know, so
there's that story, isn't there, where a dad gives his son a watch, and he was like, "Take this watch and go get it valued." So he's gone to the pawn shop. I'll give you a couple of £100. Took it to a watch dealer. I'll give you a couple of £1,000. Then took it to an expert. I'll give you 50 grand for it. And it's like, the watch hasn't changed.
The watch hasn't changed.
But the value has changed depending on who sees the value in it.
Exactly.
And that is such a big lesson. And I think that was actually one of probably the only advice my mum gave me that I've never took, because I normally take all her advice, is when I got out of uni, she was like, job hop every 6 months until one, you find something that you actually love, because there's so many things that you just don't even know are careers out there. But also because then you can see your worth and you can grow.
Well, you can see I changed industry. I just went, all right, whatever, I'm going to try this now, until I found something that I enjoyed but also valued, like values me. And it has. And I'm now in a company that, like, he's really big on work-life balance, like huge on it, like more than anyone I've ever seen. In fact, he started the business because he has 2 young children himself and he wanted to be more present with them. So that instantly told me,
great,
this is a great match, like straight away. And one of the things I saw he was posting on LinkedIn was about, like, we offer term time working. You know, straight away I was like, my kids weren't even in school at this point, but I thought, oh, I want to explore this, because this looks like a good long time.
It's not something that usually people advertise. It's
No.
something that
And he's
usually
big on
they
it.
would usually ask, like we spoke on our last guest one. It's usually they're thinking, how much time are you going to be off because of that?
They see kids as like a blocker.
You need that
exactly,
time,
and it's not, because kids, ever since I've had kids, I don't know about you guys, but like ever since I've had kids, I feel like I can do anything. I'm like, I gave birth to 2 children.
I feel the confidence that again that you
and the drive,
kind of
and like you say, I think we said in the last podcast, like, mums have this extra superpowers that, no offense, guys, you just don't have it because you just, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but they do give you that extra level of strength, confidence, drive, motivation.
100%.
And in the right environment that's respected by the right bosses and companies, you'll get so much more out of someone by saying, oh, your kids aren't well, work from home today.
100%.
Or, you know, you got a school play? Yeah, no problem. Because you work so much harder for someone who respects you.
100%. I'm happy to pull late nights for this boss, because I also know that when I need the time back, I can take it for what I need. And
exactly.
Not everybody works to the same routine
9
or
to
schedule.
5, stuck in an office behind a desk with no flexibility, and you have to book any time off to do a dentist appointment. It's not the way the world should work.
No, that was built for a world where men went to work and women stayed at home. There was one caregiver at home with the kids 24/7 and one was in the office, and that's what that's built for. And it's just not how it is anymore.
Not in that society.
No, and everybody needs 2 incomes now to live, and you know, like, there's just you have to adapt and change accordingly.
The only thing I think is, going back to when you know, with uni and coming out and getting into into practical work, I suppose, as well, because obviously, you know, you're doing so much academics, you miss that side. And I think what has changed a lot now is that the young lot don't get that opportunity to go, and even if it's a paper round, you know, I'm going a bit old
being
school
a waitress, we said it, like, waitresses,
they gave all the best skills, the people skills, the communication, the confidence, and I just think there's not enough of that out there, that they can't do it.
They've made it harder now to
and I do think that like you said, those skills do matter to go on to you know, whatever you do in future, but those small little things that you probably think, oh God, I've got to go and do this now. But actually, you're learning so much without even knowing it. You know?
Yeah, 100%. I think rather than actually be able to put our kids out to get those skills, we just have to create those situations. Like I saw a woman, and her kid was like, oh yeah, I want to do a clothes brand. She was like, right, pitch me a business plan. Right, here's some money. Right, now I'm going to invite 20 of my friends, and you better be ready to pitch them and present to them.
Nice.
So it's like you just have to create that yourself, right? Because you can't rely on that paper.
You can't learn it from a book.
Yeah.
No.
You know, you can't learn those skills from a book. You have to put it then into
You
practice
can read like all the skills on how to do a great presentation, but until you get up and start talking, like I do it all the time at work. I train new people for a couple of weeks, and then I go, right, the bit that everybody loves, let's do some role play. And they're like, yeah, no, it makes sense. I get it. Right, okay, pitch me.
Oh God,
and then you just go blank. So it's like nobody likes to role play, but it's the only way to really show.
We say it all the time, especially in medical. You read and go into practice, into the practical side of it, and everything is so textbook. They never teach you when things go wrong.
Yeah.
So you'll do something in practical, and then something will go not by textbook, and everyone's like,
what do I do now? Yeah.
Because if someone who had worked as maybe a receptionist or a nurse or and seen it and got that experience, this is what you do in these situations.
Yeah, exactly.
It does. You think at the time it doesn't mean anything or it's not worth anything, but actually I do. I think it's a lot, but I just feel like it's getting less. Them opportunities are getting a bit less
definitely.
nowadays.
I do think theatre's good for that. Like obviously being someone from the creative side, and obviously Kason does drama club, and Amia will be going back to it, and I think that gives them a lot. That gave me a lot of my confidence.
100%.
Like you just have to get on stage and you just got to do it. Like
have you heard of Jay Shetty?
Yes, I have.
So he's a massive really podcaster and motivational speaker, and he's everywhere. Yeah, massive following. He's English. He lives in America now. But he was a very shy, and he come from a single parent Indian household, so it's very much the same. Do this job, do that job.
Yeah. Oh my God, said, he's massively disappointed his parents.
Completely.
Tell you that now. How dare you make millions doing something you love?
He did the same thing. He went into like a corporate career, then he went and become a monk for a couple of years, and he said that really helped, and that's how he started to share things online, like motivational things and like perspective and what matters in life and all the things he'd learned from stepping completely away from his corporate career. Sharing that got him momentum, and he grew bigger. But he said he was a very shy, chubby, awkward, nerdy kid, like all the things that makes you like the kid that people pick on. He said was him. And his mum made him go to improv class and drama stuff.
Nice.
To learn. He said, I hated it. I think he said he went like every week for 2 years.
Oh my God.
He said, I hated it. But now he's a podcaster, a speaker. And he was like, so much of my skills now. Because I've learned the knowledge, but I can only communicate as good as I can now because of going through that. So I think theatre is great. I grew up doing we did all the shows at school and stuff, and we would actually with the drama teachers would help put it all together and productions and stuff. I loved all that.
We'd leave our classes to go and do it.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, we can't do maths today. We've got we've got
a show in 3 months.
Love it. But it's so true that, and maybe that is actually probably missing in our parenting now, I think, because my parents used to put me in situations that I'd be like, oh my God, I hate this. Like, this is absolutely awful. My dad used to make me sing at random people's houses. Like, he'd just be like, right, I was 8 years old. I think about it now. Like, there's no way Amia or Kason would sing for someone random. Like, and they'd be like, right, sing now. And I'd be like so nervous. I'd be like sweating.
You'd love it at the same time.
Kind of. Like, once I was done it, once I'd done it, But at the time I was like, oh my God. And then or keep there'd be like a next concert or something going on, and they'd just be like, right, you're doing it. You're just doing it. And I'd be like, oh, I don't want to. They were like, yeah, but you're good at it, so you're going to do it.
I think you hit the nail on the head there, though, because we've just said the best thing and what's made us successful is comfortable being uncomfortable.
And we don't do that enough.
We don't make our kids uncomfortable.
We don't make our kids uncomfortable.
Everything very easy.
It's way too easy
for them.
We don't want them to feel anything negative or anything bad.
And don't give them that feeling. And because I know it's good because we're all about mental health and all these things, but at the same time, in a way, we're not making it worse because 100%. We're cushioning them too much.
They can't deal with anything.
That push that you've got to give yourself to kind of get over those things.
100%.
Feeling, I'm a bit nervous. I'm not going to go this way. Well, actually, no, we're going to push.
Don't worry about it. If you're nervous, you don't have to do it. Exactly. You take it away, and the only way kids gain confidence is by doing something that's hard and then them actually completing it, and that builds their confidence
really.
and their self-worth and their self-value. So like they have to keep doing those things. And I think that is something that I thought about recently, and I'm like getting to a point now, like I'm not going to give him all the answers. I'm not going to make it easy for him and just like remove everything that's hard.
No,
like I'll help you through it.
Yeah.
And I'll support you, but you can also figure it out and then gain the confidence.
100%, yeah. In fact, I think I'm coming to that realization right now. As we speak, I'm thinking, I haven't, like, we remove every obstacle, don't we? And we go,
we all get this. I do this with mine. I feel like I'm being so, you know, like a bit, you know, like. I'm trying to use a nice word.
No, I know what you mean.
I'm literally trying not to swear or use a rude word. You know, like being too tarty around them, basically. You know, we're all just a bit like, oh, you know, careful of them. And actually, they need a little bit of rough and tumble to get themselves up sometimes. To bring themselves up. Actually, I got through that and I can get through the next thing.
Definitely.
And I don't mean as in literally, you know, pushing them into somewhere that's like a caged fight or anything. But, but you know, but it's those little things of going to that job that you might not like, or you know, it's not as nice as, you know, but it's getting through those things and maybe getting that little wage packet that you get that they use, you know. And again, the opportunities, there's loads of other examples you could give, but I just think they're becoming less, and they are so important.
Well, like we've said before, it's like we want to not do a better job than our parents, but we've got a lot more information, like say, about mental health and all those things. So we're naturally gonna, you know, maybe fill in some of the gaps that our parents didn't know about and do a better job. Yes. But we don't want to come so far away because we're pretty
we've turned out pretty well.
I agree.
So it's like we need that in between.
Exactly,
like,
the in between.
Take some of the new stuff, but like keep their childhood.
Keep the stuff that you know works as well. Definitely. Because I completely agree with you. I definitely feel there's an element of that. Like I feel like actually I was parented really well. Like I was parented well. And yes, there wasn't. My parents didn't know what mental health was. My God, are you kidding? Like, I didn't even know what the word was for ages. And
hydration either. We talked about this.
Hydration. Oh my God, everyone's got a water bottle. I didn't have a water bottle.
Mum, I haven't had a drink in 3 days.
I couldn't even remember going to my tap and making myself.
I don't think I ever did that. Did we just never hydrate? Is that why we're like we are now? Like the millennial thing.
We're in our wellness era.
But it's true. Is that we're like? And now we can't go out the house with us all having our own bottles filled.
I know. My God, imagine.
All these things.
And then sometimes I'm like, you know, we can just buy water at the store, but we're so like, oh no, we haven't got the water bottle.
Yeah, like there's like access everywhere, but oh no, I need to be prepared.
But my kids do it. Like Leo goes absolutely mental. He's 5 years old, right? He's like, I need water right now. And I've literally just picked him up from school, which is a 5-minute drive to the house, right? I'm like, right, we'll get out your bag. And he's like, it's empty. And all chaos ensues. I'm like, the house is 2 minutes away. Can you just give me... I can't wait 2 minutes. I'm thirsty right now. I'm like, well, I don't know what to do because there's no water available in this current situation.
It's true, but we've gone from this, like you say, to this. And I feel like, whoa, people, like, come on.
I know.
Maybe here. Let's just take some of what we've learned.
Literally.
Really over the top.
I know. And I think about some of the things that my kids get. And I think... God, if I asked that of my parent, I'd have got a wallop.
Well, these are our children. We're thinking this of, you know. So, like you say, we need to bring some back of how we were brought up.
Yeah, definitely.
How, you know, of those sides, because otherwise we are bringing our children up to be those tarty people.
Snowflakes.
Snowflakes. That is
sorry, I'm trying to find a nice word.
Tarty. I'm like, what do you mean tarty? Like, what's going on? I'm like,
not that kind of tarty. You mean like
I just can't think
very
of the right word.
Deavery.
Yeah, just Deavery. I see what you
can't handle everything. Like, you need to be careful and like.
Yeah, like you can get your hands dirty sometimes and wash them yourself. You know.
Yes.
You know.
Oh gosh, yeah, no, you're right. Definitely. There's definitely an element of that.
Do you believe that women can have it all, or do you think this is just a lie that we've been sold and, you know, we got the short end of the stick thinking that we can do everything?
Because it's such a complicated question, isn't it? I think there is definitely the one that I think is circulating at the moment, and it is we can have it all but at different times, right? There's always a week where you feel more on top of different seasons, 100% different seasons, but also just week on week. Like one week I feel like I've got everything together. in the house, but everything else is falling apart. Oh, this week I'm doing really well in exercise, but everything else is falling apart. And now it's work's turn to do well, but now actually I'm not present with my kids, you know, so
you can't do it all in a 24 hours.
No, and I think that is ridiculous. Like, I think you can have routines. Routines have really helped me. I don't like routine. I saw, again, on one of your podcasts recently about ADHD, definitely think I have an element of that. I'm one of those adults who finally realised that there was definitely an element of that. So I'm definitely the kind of person that is opposed to routine. I love being spontaneous, but it doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
There needs to be some element of routine in my day where I go, I'm doing this at this time. This is what happens. I drop the kids at school. I go to the gym. It has to happen. Not a morning person. Tough. Shit, can I say shit?
Yeah. Say
tough shit.
Yeah. Thank you.
You know, so I have to just get it done.
Though, because some people looking like say Instagram. Oh yeah, it's so fun, and she loves working out, and it's
I'm not doing it all the time. Yeah, every day is different.
I'm dragging myself to the gym from school. Yeah, because I know that
I trick myself every morning. Every morning I wake up and I cannot. Can you imagine? You're looking at your day, and you guys will know this. I've gotten out of bed. I've got to battle the kids, right? Waking them up is one thing.
Yep.
Getting them to eat breakfast that's healthy is another thing. Getting them to eat breakfast at all is another thing. You know, getting them dressed, getting myself ready, getting out the door, getting to school. I'm going to say on time. I'm never on time. Getting them to school before the gate shut, let's say. That in itself is a mission. And then imagine saying to yourself, I'm then going to go to the gym and do a really hard workout. Absolutely not. So in the morning, I just say, all I need to do is put my workout clothes on. I don't have to go to the gym. I do not have to go to the gym. Any morning, I do not have to go to the gym. I go, just put your workout clothes on and drop the kids at school. Yeah. Nobody's going to know if you went to the gym or not. Okay? Yeah. You do what you want. By the time I have dropped the kids off in school and I am driving past the gym on the way home, I think, again, trick myself again. Just go in and do 5 minutes. Walk for 5 minutes on the treadmill and scroll. Yeah. Because at least you're then moving your body instead of going home. And once you're in there and you've started, you're in it. Right.
I think
and
that's
then you
quite
push yourself
a refreshing
again.
Thing to do, like rather than have to work out 3 times a week, have to do an hour, and I have to do this, and I have to do cardio, and it's like it's almost like a diet where you restrict yourself rather than just like have a healthy lunch and then have what you want for dinner.
Literally
like, it's that balance, but also like not setting really strict expectations
and I haven't,
because otherwise you set yourself up for disappointment and then you feel shit about yourself.
I was going to say you'd be miserable then.
Exactly that. And if you set yourself up, if at the start of the week I've gone, I'm going to work out 3-4 times this week, and don't get me wrong, my husband does that and it works for him. So for different people it works differently. For him it works to go, this is my schedule, I want to train on this day, this day, this day. For me, if I do that and then have a rest day, I'm then like, oh, I've messed up and now I've got to do it on Wednesday, and that's too much pressure for me. So I just go, when I feel like it, I'm going to do it. And actually I end up going pretty much every day because I am just like, I've got the option. And then on the weekends I just relax because I know I can just fully relax. And I've done it now for the week, and I do that with everything. I just have to trick myself. I just go, I'm going to do this. Even when I go on my runs, I just go, I'm going to walk. Just going to walk around. Just going to go for a walk. It's no big deal. And then I'll get there and I'll go, well, I'll just run for a bit. We'll see how I get on. And then I can stop anytime I want. And then once I'm doing it, I'm like, I want to push myself. I'm here now. I've got this
like
time.
You say, you've taken the pressure off. So actually it becomes a bit more enjoyable than like have to get to this and I have to do that. And then it becomes a chore.
Definitely. And I've scheduled things in that I really enjoy. So the way I got started in my fitness was Zumba at a Sparta gym. And it was only because I just really enjoyed that class. It's not, I wouldn't call it Zumba. It's not Zumba in the UK where you're literally going step to the right, step to the left. It's like, I mean, I would say he's a professional dancer.
Salsa class or whatever.
He is a proper dance, and he uses he plays Rihanna. He plays like really good, like Pitbull, like proper like millennial tracks, and I love it. I feel like I'm going clubbing. So that for me was like, oh, I just really enjoy it. So I just remember naturally, I wasn't forcing myself to go. I was going, oh, I want to go. So yes, I would then have to work later if I logged off at the correct time and went to it. But then I'd just go, well, it's worth it because I enjoy it so much and I feel so good afterwards. So then it just became non-negotiable. Starting with that twice a week really helped me develop my confidence in my own fitness. And I was like, oh, I'm doing it now. And now I've been doing it for a year. So actually that, what is it? It's not discipline, but it's having the routine, isn't it?
It is. I
it's discipline as well, I think.
I'm just
and
not
you build that a little bit, but I think discipline sounds like such a negative word because it sounds like you're making yourself do something that you don't want to do.
Exactly.
And I think
have zero
you've
self-discipline.
definitely like that is a really refreshing and good way to do it. Like, rather than go, I'm going to go to the gym and I hate the gym, but I know it's good for me. Well, a dance class is cardio, so I'm going to do that one. And
Find
we
things you
started to
enjoy.
go, and we really enjoyed it, but we stopped because they were doing so many performances that the pressure
was too
to
much.
it wasn't fun anymore.
No.
So, but yeah, and you've got into dance as well. You're doing dance class.
Yeah.
A different type of dance class.
Yes, I do my high heels dancing as well. Yeah, which I'm really enjoying. And that again is like, that's a part of me. I feel, oh God, we could go into so many topics, but yeah, like after motherhood, especially, like reclaiming your sexuality and your femininity.
Yeah,
is hard. You just feel like a butler and well, for a lot of years, you feel like a milk machine. And I don't know, like there's lots, you know, lots of things, lots of changes in your body and everything. And I think just reclaiming a bit of that is really nice. And this is a way that I feel very, very much like a woman, I think.
Yeah.
Like that's my thing. Mm-hmm. I'm not a wife. I'm not a mother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm just a woman
doing
my high heels dancing.
It makes you feel good about yourself.
Definitely.
Like, there's so much to be said for that. And I think adults, like, we force our kids to do so many hobbies because hobbies are fantastic. You meet people, you get new skills, you find different things that you're good at and interested in. And as we get older, we just stop doing them.
Yeah.
And like most adults you speak to don't have a hobby, don't have one thing that they do for themselves. And they wonder why they're miserable.
Exactly.
And they're feeling like a bit, unmotivated. Yeah. And it's like I know when we went to the dance class and when I go to a Pilates class and things and when I go to like business seminars and workshops, I love all that stuff. So it's just about making that time to take some of that for yourself.
And it reawakens who you were before you became a mum. Doesn't it?
We always say this. I'm never Charlotte. I'm so-and-so's mum.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I love being. I'm never actually Charlotte. You know? So, and I actually put this on our vision board, I think, because the same thing.
Yeah, you did.
Be more Charlotte.
Yes.
Get in the picture. You are there.
Yeah.
You know, so all the pictures, it's everyone's together, but
honestly,
not actually in the
if you look in my house, I literally was thinking about this the other day, and all the pictures on the wall are of my husband and children. And I was like,
where am I?
Do I live here? I'm the one taking the picture every time. Yeah. It's so true.
And my husband's quite good actually at taking pictures anyway. It's not like he wouldn't, but it was just me being more conscious of I want to be in the pictures with them, so when they are looking back at the memories, I am there. They know I was there. But just to have that thing, you know. And going back to the hobbies, they kind of diminish as we get older. Yet, you know, we still have these interests and things that we do want to do, and to keep that identity of ourselves. You know, we do have things we like to do and we are good at too, you know. So it's just pushing yourself. Again, it comes from a lot of the confidence and everything else as well. It's we don't have time or I don't really feel like it. And actually, once you get there and do it and you've come out, it's brilliant, isn't it? And like you say, you can actually get excited in the end.
Exactly.
Going to like, it's
I
coming
love
up to
it
this
now.
day and time that I've got this club or class or whatever it is that you're doing. Or I don't know, sometimes without that, just make a time to go and meet your friend for an hour and have a coffee. You know, sometimes we just don't take that time out for ourselves to do anything that we like to do. It doesn't have to be gym or dancing or singing or anything. It could literally just go and have a walk. Yeah. You know, because we don't. We fill our calendars up with things for everybody else, even work, which it's not our thing, is it? You know? And without our interests in.
But that's what it feels like. It feels like your me time is work, and you're like, hang on a minute, like. And you're right. Like, I committed to myself for ages that I didn't have time. You know, for ages I was like, I don't have time. Like, who has time when you've got young children and you've got young children or older children? Doesn't matter. Like, it's still, you know.
Children and
in fact, if anything, I think when they get older, you've got even more more taxiing around and God. So, you know, so you've got that. You've got work. You've got the house, and you think, how do you fit this in? You know,
how did you go from I don't have time to I've made the time and now this is part of my life?
This is exactly it. It's that daily, isn't it? It's and I used to hate this saying because I'm very much an all or nothing kind of person, right? I'm either in it or I'm not. So it took me ages to realize that I could no longer do that. You can't just go all in, right? And actually, so my brother at the moment is going through his own fitness journey. And he's a big inspiration for me. Like, we're really close, me and him. And he doesn't have kids and is single. and is 30, coming up to 32. And, you know, for him, it was really easy to go, right, I'm going through a fitness journey. I'm going to track all my macros. I'm going to track everything I eat. He literally spends the whole day in the kitchen weighing all this food out, right? I'm like, I do not have time for this, right? Like, come on. Yeah. And he is in the gym every day. He's also running 3 times a week. He was then doing his boxing. You know, he's got time to do. So he went, and in a year, he has made a significant difference. I can't remember how many kilos he's lost, but he looks insanely different. Yeah. Right? And I think we all do that. And we go, that's what we need to do. Yeah. If we want to get fit, that's what we need to do. And we're looking at it as, in 3 months, I want to look like this. Or in 6 months, I want to look like this. Or in a week, I want to look like this. I've got a wedding in 3 weeks and I need to have no, you know, so then you go all or nothing.
It becomes impossible.
And we can't do that anymore. And I think that's what I had to accept, is that you probably could do that before, but we can no longer do that. Yes. Yeah. And all I had to do was change the thinking of, I want to look a certain way, or I want to be fitter or whatever, to actually, I want to try and fit this in this many times a week. Or I just want to fit in 15 minutes here. I want to go to the gym 30 minutes 3 times a week. And I mean, even that seems like a lot, but being realistic.
In your chapter of your life and the things that you've got, I suppose,
exactly. I think I got to a point where I was like, I don't need to undergo some big transformation. I don't need that. But what I do need is something that I can keep up consistently with my life in my season of life, right? And I know that sounds really cliche again, but it got to that realization of going, this is not an all or nothing. This is small changes, small swaps, little things that you can do. And actually I've realized, because my brother has taught me as well, like how to track food as well in a way that isn't so intensive. So just little things. He said, just when you pick up something in the grocery store, look at the fat and the protein. That's it. Don't even look at the rest. But if you look at the fat and the protein, you want the protein to be so much more than the fat, right? You want your fat low, your protein high, and then you can pick that up. And that's instantly made me go, oh, actually, God, this cheddar cheese is horrendous. But actually, this cheese that's, you know, low fat or sin lactose or whatever is actually not so bad. So that's, again, like small, without it being like, God, you've got a meal plan, 5 different things that you've never eaten before. Just little things to kind of build. And I think that's how it's happened. So in the last 2 years, I've naturally gotten fitter without being like,
change my life completely.
You can achieve all these things. It doesn't have to be the same way, the same journey, the same everything, you know. You can still achieve it. You've just got to make your own planning, your own way, like you say, depending on where you are.
It's little things, it's little swaps. It took me a while to realise, okay, so work, I work in the UK. So as in I work from home here, but for a UK company. Okay. So they start an hour later. But yes, every morning I'd go, but I've got so much work to do and I'm working really late every evening. So I want to start early. So I want to start, as soon as I've dropped off the kids at 9, I want to be at home and I want to log on at 8:30 UK time, because I'm going to be, then I can try and get ahead of it. I never got ahead of it. There's always more work.
Yes. Work never finishes.
Work never ended.
Yeah. I used to work until I've finished everything for the day. And now it's like,
no,
whatever doesn't get done gets moved to tomorrow, because there's always going to be there.
Yes, exactly that. And this is what I learned very slowly, because it took me years to realise it, that actually me logging on half an hour early is not helping me. And actually, it's not helping me, because I'm still finishing at the same time, but then I've lost that time.
Giving an extra half an hour.
I'm giving them, exactly. Yes. And then I thought, no, I'm going to actually use that time for myself. And it took me ages to go, because it is, you are like, you just believe that I don't have time to work out in the morning because I'm already working till 6. So then I'm going to work till 7 if I lose an hour in the morning. Guess what? No, I didn't. Yeah. I would then have that hour in the morning to myself to go to the gym, and I still work till 6. And actually nothing changed. So I thought...
And until you realise that and do it, because otherwise I think initially, I know I would do, you feel like a guilt.
Yeah.
The guilt of like, I should be.
I should be.
Why should you be?
You should always be giving yourself to someone else, right? Yeah. I felt guilty for twice a week going to Zumba and missing kids' bedtime. And then I thought, but I do it on the other nights.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I'm a better person
I'm a better person,
exactly. Doing these things for me and for them and for my husband.
And you're teaching your kids that they get to do that when they're older. And I think that's really important, because 100%. I want my kids to know that you still need to live your life when you've got kids, because... And my kids are fine with that. They're not like, oh yeah, mummy's going to dance now. Bye, have fun, no problem. Do you remember
any time in your childhood where your mum went out with her friends one evening?
No, ever.
Well,
never.
I do. This is a thing. I actually do.
Oh, okay.
My mum, sorry, mum. But my mum did, and I love that. Do you know, and I say this to all the time. They used to go like, every year they had the Ascot trip. So every year they would all obviously my mum or someone else more organised. I'd obviously getting the coach, organising the ladies, doing this is what we're doing. Then they did another trip, like a weekend trip somewhere to like Centre Parks back in the day. Say, you know what I mean? Then they did a camping trip with all the whole family, which was the husbands and the children every summer. That's at least 3 trips they did as friends, as women. Yeah. They didn't work together. They didn't, you know what I mean?
But that's brilliant.
They don't know each other, but you know, that's how I grew up seeing. And my mum did go to like Keep Fit class, and I remember her taking me one time. Do you know what I mean? All in their leg warmers on the boxes.
Yeah.
You know, like this thing.
I remember being in the corner of my mum doing like a step class and combat and all this with a colouring book, just sat in the corner, or in the nursery, like creche, child care bit of the gym.
So for me, I do remember my mum doing quite a lot, and I probably don't do as much as I should, as much as I've seen it. You know, because I do believe that. You know, when especially my daughter gets upset if I'm going away for my hen or something like this, you know.
One girls' trip I had.
I think it is so important that they do see that you're doing a drama class, going to
I think
the
there's
gym,
a difference
going out with friends,
knowing that it's important and actually doing it. Because like you say, I agree with it all, but am I actually embodying what I believe?
True.
Not always.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. You're right. I think you're good that you've
I think for me, I definitely have the time for sure. Like I know, especially like with, you know, how mine and Lynn's relationship is, how we like manage the kids and everything. I 100% have the time. Yeah. I'm just feel guilty for taking the time away. Yeah. And we're all just sat in the living room. The kids are playing, the TV's on. They would not matter if I disappeared for an hour.
But it's also hard enough as it is, right? Like, it's hard enough to motivate yourself to do fitness without all of that stuff.
Motivation.
Nobody wants to do it. They don't. Like, that's the thing. That's the other problem. At the beginning, it's not me time. It's another job. Isn't it? Like, let's be honest.
So do you think it's harder to start or harder to stay consistent?
It's harder to start.
I think you're right there, to be honest.
And it's having that routine. So it's having it, for me, it's every single weekday. Yeah. I have that time carved out to try and go to the gym. If I miss one, it's fine. Yeah. Okay, because you're going to have an off day.
That was good about the dance, is that it was 2 days a week at this time. Yeah. That is the class. It's not like the gym's open all day. Yeah. I've got to try and find my slot. Yeah. Like sometimes it's better to remove the decision. And I think we're not very good at making decisions anyway. But I think like even
remove the decision. Definitely.
Even we've got a board in our. I actually bought it for myself, but Kaysen actually quite liked it. So now we write out what we're having for dinner every day.
Nice.
And is there an activity that we want to do, like here, there, and everywhere? So like on the boards, Toy Story 5 is out in the cinema, so he wants to go watch that. But even just not having to make the decision every day of what we have for dinner, which we were always last minute.
I hate that. Wasn't that just the worst thing in life?
The whole thing about being an adult is deciding what to eat every day of your life.
And I hate it. And actually...
But having that boredom, I've made the decision, we spend 10 minutes and then the decision's made for the rest of the week.
Yeah, I love that.
Remove the decision making because we are fatigued from making 1,000 decisions a day. Yeah. As parents, as, you know, working. So sometimes it is... Take 10 minutes out of your week.
Do it on a Sunday.
Plan it. Yeah. And then I'm not it's not my mood. What do I fancy?
No, that's what you have to do. Made. It's literally that.
I'm not relying on my mood to make me go gym.
And that's the gym. The gym is never my mood because when I wake up every morning, I don't want to go.
Do you want to? No.
Absolutely not. Are you kidding? When I've got all of that facing me. Yeah. But by the time I've done everything and I've already moved my body because I've got to take... And that's the other thing. Kids have made me get into a routine, right? Because before I had kids, you don't have to get up and get out of the house. Now you do. You've got to get them to school. You're like, oh my God. So you're already moving. So you're like, right, I'm now in my gym stuff, driving past the gym. Feel like a bit of an idiot if I don't go in. Like you do. You just go, well, I'm just going to go in now and at least do 5 minutes because I'm here. And it is that. It's taking the decision out for sure. And, you know, with dinner, I think about this now and like, my mum just made curry every day. Like, stereotypical, but she did.
Choice.
There wasn't a choice. We had curry every day.
3 of my children what they want, and they'll obviously
they all give you different things.
Choices, but why have I given them the choice?
Why are we doing this? Yeah. My mum would literally be like, right, here's what you're eating. I hated onions growing up, right? I still don't really like them. I'll eat them now in curries and stuff, but like I won't eat them raw. I can't, if they're big ones, I'll pick them out. And I remember saying to my mum, I really don't like onions. And she then made them...
the base of a curry.
She then made them bigger. Like she just, you know, she was like, right, now you've got even more onions. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But she was like, I don't care. Like I'm not changing the way I cook.
Ours was sit on the table until you finish. Like, no,
100%.
It is what it is. You eat what you're given.
Yes.
And that's what we're having.
And here we are now going, let's hide the vegetables and now I have to blend this up and whatever. And why are we doing this?
Yeah, you're right. I remember sitting at my granddad's actually, like literally gagging on vegetables that I really didn't want it, but I know you got to eat it all up until you let it. You can't leave the table. I'm like, I don't read it. You're eating it.
I know. And now we're afraid of it. And now we're like, oh my God, why are you forcing them to eat stuff?
But it's like we don't want our kids to be upset.
But we're all right.
We are all right. And I eat everything now.
Cabbage people. It's
exactly.
Okay.
And I will eat onions now. So clearly, and I have a really healthy palate now, and I eat pretty much everything. Because I was forced to eat. I was a really fussy eater. I was very similar to Amir and Kaysen as a child. Like, I was so no, I'm not, I don't want to eat anything. Yeah. I used to hate eating, but
yeah. So tell us a bit more how you come about ending up in Spain, because we were obviously dragged here by our parents and we didn't have a choice.
Did you both grow up?
You've decided to come to Spain as an adult with kids. That is a much scarier decision.
Yeah.
I think, again, not being young, single, not young, you know what I mean? Like being individual, not having the responsibilities. Yes. Moving as an adult would be fun. Yeah. But moving, in that family dynamic must have been quite a big decision.
Yeah, I think Liam and I had always talked about it, basically, as you do, we'd come on holiday to places in Spain, and not even Alicante, not even here where we are now, just random places, and be like, I'd love to live somewhere like this one day, we'd love to just live somewhere like this.
I think everyone says that.
They always say that.
But very few people would actually make it happen.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the difference, isn't it? But it's the difference of just going, and I think Liam and I are very much we just have to try it. Yeah. And
YOLO.
Worst case scenario, YOLO. You only live once, literally. Yeah. I was like, I don't want to wait till I retire to have a life. That's what most people do, right?
Yeah.
They wait till they've retired.
They wait. That.
Yeah. That mentality, I can't live like that though. I live for the moment, which isn't always great either. You've got to plan. No, I'm not very good at saving, for example. Because of this. So
but that's what you say. I'd rather have a life of experience than a bank account.
Yeah,
a bank account for what? And you say this, and I think so. For ages, we were like, we want to do it, and well before Brexit, we were saying that we'd want to do it, and we thought about Spain as an option because it's close by, it's close enough that we can fly back to to see parents and family, and we thought, definitely for the outdoors lifestyle, right? And we were like, we want the heat, we want the sun, we want it to be, and we're just not the kind of people, even though we've lived in England pretty much our whole lives, we're not the kind of people that when it rains, we're going to put on a raincoat and go out.
Yeah,
I'm not that person. I am I'm just going to stay in and watch a movie.
You got the odd outdoorsy people that, come wind and rain, but I think most people are just hermits.
Yeah, well, we're a bit more, let's just get your coat on and get out. But even so, I'm not
coming out in gale and
choice,
then,
you'd rather not.
But I think we've learned that by being here. When you have a windy day, a little bit colder day, a few drops of rain day, we're all a bit
too hot.
But for the sake of a day,
it's okay.
I'll just wait. Yeah, I'll just wait till the next day.
Exactly.
We can.
We can.
Exactly.
But you couldn't do that in England.
I can understand that.
You'd be in for months and months.
Exactly.
Waiting for a nice day.
And then we had a few years of, we had the kids. They were quite young. So we stayed. We stayed as long as we did in England because of my mum. So my mum lived in London. Mm-hmm. And that's the other thing. I was living in London. London's got a shelf life, right? I think it's just got a shelf life. How expensive it is and how busy it is. And, I was commuting into London 1 hour, 3/4 a day, even though I lived in London. Ridiculous. How is it taking me 1 hour, 45 minutes to get to work when I'm literally paying prices to live in London? Yeah. What's going on here?
You're right, a shelf life. There's only so long you can do that kind of lifestyle, I think. And
exactly.
then it has its day.
Especially after you have kids. And then you're like, hang on. And then I remember thinking, God, we've got 2 salaries, we've got 2 children, and now we can't really, I find it really difficult. I was like, all my money is just coming in and out every month, so that was happening. But
you shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. That's madness. And then I was thinking, how does anyone who isn't in a corporate career, who's on minimum wage, not even minimum wage,
I was doing all right.
Exactly. And I'm thinking, how are they affording to live here? This is ridiculous. It just didn't feel fair. So then, so my mum was round the corner, and that was one of the reasons keeping us where we were. The day after I had Amia, my mum had her first heart attack, and it just really affected her health. My dad and my brother live up in Newcastle, and they'd lived there for a while. So it was kind of down to us to sort of just be near. But also, like, I have a really close relationship with my mum. Like,
want to be near.
Exactly. We were very much like, and, she wanted to be around the kids. And so all of that. So I was like, right, we're going to stay. And Liam was very much like, obviously, he's brilliant. Like, he's always been. So we stayed and we helped. And then things just got worse over the next 5 years. Her health deteriorated. There were different elements going on. And then in 2023, April, she passed away after being in intensive care. And I think that was what we needed, but that was the push we needed, which was, life is too short. Yes. And it wasn't a decision made. And we always wanted to live in Spain. We'd always talked about it before. But it just came to a point, and it was about 6 months after. It was, because it was April that she passed away. And then in October that year, we said, let's visit Spain. Let's go to Alicante. We picked the South Coast because we were like, it's the cheapest. To be honest, I was like, it's the cheapest area to go to. For me, like, Spanish culture is also very similar to Asian culture in a lot of ways. Like, everything being about the family. Everything being about, like the kids and sort of kid-centric. And everywhere we went, there was like a play park with a cafe. And it's just built for us living our lives with the children, not like, here's your life with kids. And then they go to bed. And then you go out separately and no kids allowed to this and whatever. So it just felt very natural for us to be in that kind of environment. So anyways, we picked sort of this area. I'd never been to Alicante before. Wow. Flew to Alicante in October 2023. Spent a week here. As a joke, went and looked at a few houses, and we're like, let's just see, like, who knows? And then we'll set ourselves like a timeline of like a year or something, and we'll see. Saw some things and thought, actually, this is within our price range. Maybe we should actually come out here and rent first. And I don't know. And there's this whole digital nomad visa. I'm working from home anyway. So are you. I don't know. What should we? Maybe we should. We went back, and then we said, okay, what's the first step? I guess the first step will be renting out our house in London. So I ring up the estate agents and say, well, what do you think? Like, if we could rent out a house in London in about 6 months? And he was like, well, call me back in 6 months. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, well, if you want me to rent your house out next week, I can do that. And I was like,
okay.
Oh, I was like, not next week, but okay. So apparently that needed to happen straight away. Then went on to Idealista to look at sort of properties in Spain to rent out. Again, do you want to rent out now? No, I want to rent out in 6 months. Well, it's going to be come back in 6 months. So I thought, so I guess we just do this now.
There's not much planning. You just need to do it.
Well, this is it. It's like, what else is there to plan? Just say, okay. And then we moved out here in December.
Wow, 2 months later.
2 months later. We just were like, I think it was the 28th of December, Liam left in the car with 5 cats. And that was the other thing. We had 5 cats. I know. 5 cats in the car, and Liam and my brother driving across, from London to Spain. And I left the next morning with an empty house. Everything was emptied after living there for 10 years. And I put the kids on a flight with 9 suitcases. Wow. That was all our stuff. We didn't even take anything else. We just 9 which apparently was too much, but I said 9 suitcases for a life built over 10 years.
For 4 people.
I think it's really good. Like toys, books, clothes.
How old were the children?
Ooh. What was that? It was 2, 3 years? No, it was 2 years ago.
Like 5 and
3.
Yeah.
5 and 3, but about to turn, that year would have turned 6 and then 4. Yeah, 5 and 3.
So although it's a change, they're still quite young in terms of actually, for us, that was like our life, wasn't it?
Yeah. So for you, it was very different.
And actually, we was all right.
At that age, the kids are much more resilient. I think it's a bit more of an emotional thing. When
the hardest thing is on you, I think, as parents.
Definitely.
But
for them, it was fine.
For the kids?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly that. And that's the question I always ask myself. That's the only question that I still always ask myself is it the right thing for the kids? Because I grew up, but I guess it's different for you guys because you grew up here.
Yeah, we were a bit older. And I've got younger siblings, and like I grew up here from 11 to 16. Then I went back for a little bit and come back again. And my sister, when we all went back, my sister was probably that age, 11 to 16 in England, and I'm so glad I was here rather than there.
Really? I love that.
Well, I always say this. I say I thought my parents were ruining my life.
Yeah,
they brought me here.
Of course.
I was the youngest. I was leaving my brother in England.
How old were you?
I was just turned 12.
Okay, wow, that is
just settled into the first year of secondary.
Oh God,
friends are life, and then you're taking me away from my
levels.
Yeah.
This is who I am. This is where I'm going.
And literally, when you've done your first year of secondary, it'd be different almost.
I had my life.
Yeah,
I had, like, the stables in my life with the horses. You know, every Sunday. You know, like
you got your routine.
I had my dance the week. You know, I had every day. I had life planned out, sort of thing. You know,
that's huge.
And when we come, like, there was no Iceland, there was no English products. Yeah, it was like. Yeah, my dinners are changed, like everything's changed.
God.
But growing up, and that's all it is, it's just growing up and realising. Again, for what you want in your life, for me, I just realised that they did do this for a better way of life. And actually, it is a better way of life 100%. For us. And you talking about, we never know if we're making the right decisions. This is something that I've learned for me to tell myself anyway. It is the right decision because it's my decision in that moment. For me or for us, for whoever the decision was for in our family, you know what I mean? In that moment when we made that decision, we were making that decision to be the right decision. Yeah. In that moment.
It wasn't.
So it has to be the right decision.
It has to be.
It is actually with them in mind.
You know what I mean? Things change.
Of course it was, yeah.
You know, and then decisions might become different if you know, but in that moment, you would always make that decision best for you or for whoever it's for, you know? Yeah. So it, as well as we question all the time, are we? Mm-hmm. You know, I think we have to remind ourselves, you know, we're good people and what we're trying to do is the best decision.
I think the fact that we question it,
go with it.
Well, someone said that to me.
You're questioning it, you care.
Before I had kids,
that to my life. Imagine I didn't care.
Before I had kids, I remember saying to someone, like, you know, like, oh, how, you know, you've got a really great relationship with your teenagers, that how do you be a good parent? And he's like, the fact you're even asking that question means you will be.
Exactly.
So
it's true.
Literally that. When you're questioning your own parenting and you're questioning those, exactly that. No, you're right. But I do feel like it's a right decision. You know, sometimes I think as well, for me, there's a bit of an added level of my parents immigrated from Sri Lanka to England because it is the best place in the world, right? That is in my parents' head.
Yeah.
This is the land of opportunity.
Yeah.
We've come here to build a better life for you.
Yeah.
Right. So then when I told my dad that we were moving to Spain, he was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, he was like, what?
100%.
Like, hang on. We've moved from Sri Lanka to here because this is where you're going to get the best education. In his mind, this is where you're going to get the best of this and the best of that. And actually, like, you know, it's just different. It changes, right?
And in that moment, it was.
It was.
It
absolutely.
was a good decision and the best change for you.
100%.
And it did give you opportunity.
It did.
And gives you the opportunity to live in Spain.
But now,
exactly.
the way things are or the way you see it, what you want out of life, this is the best for our family
exactly.
at this moment. And this is the, you know, then.
Yeah. So that happened to me and Liam. So we grew up here, both of us like 10, 11 to like 16. And then we moved back to England.
Okay.
And it was all only because, you know, we'd fell in love and Liam was going to possibly go and play football in England and I can be apart from him. So I was moving and going back to college.
Of course,
So we made that decision. And then my mum was like, we're a bit sick of Spain. We're gonna go back as well. And it's when we decided. So we'd done 5 years back in England. So I'd gone to college. I'd done my degree, and then me and Liam were like, right, well, our rental's coming to an end. Our jobs are coming to an end. We might as well try and make it work back in Spain.
Yeah.
And this was like only a couple of years after the recession. Years ago, when our parents came, we came with, there was probably 30, 40 friends, and gradually over the years they whittled away because people just couldn't maintain a life here.
Yeah.
Like an income and everything. It's much better now. The world's much more international.
Yeah,
but back then there wasn't much for our parents to do. So
this is the biggest
when
thing.
I said to my mum, like, oh, I've just graduated and me and Liam are moving back to Spain. They had a conference call with Liam's mum and dad on Skype. We were like 5-year-olds sat there, like not even talking with our parents, talking about our lives. And we're like 21 at that point, like, and just sat there like, okay. And they're like, oh, you're ruining your life. You've just gone and got a degree. You can go move to London and have this corporate career.
You moved us to Spain. What? Yeah, exactly.
But because they'd struggled, like my mum and dad struggled living here, putting us in private school and all of that. It was not easy.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have an income. They had to figure it out. It was really, really tough for them. So she was like, you're throwing away, like you're setting yourself up and now you're going back to a place where there wasn't a huge amount of opportunity here. Spain has got better more recently, and with the whole international, you know, job market and things. But yeah, I remember that my mum and dad and his mum and dad, no, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah. It's huge. You're making that moment for yourselves in that moment, and that's all you can do.
Yeah, 100%. I think regardless of where you are, if you're still the same person, you're still raising your kids in the same way.
Yeah.
They're going to get it. Like, they're going to have it. And like you said, the world's more international now. It's easy enough for them to, you know, go back to England and back and whatever.
And I look
have
at
a remote
friends
job
in other countries and I'm like, our kids have a pretty good life.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. And I think that's the most important thing. And that's the other thing, right? Like, I was raised very much.
And we have a pretty decent life.
We
like,
do.
Not just for the kids, like we do as well.
Yeah, which is huge. Like, it's huge. But yeah, my parents came from, again, like where they've come from nothing to then having to build up. Money was so important, right? Like, money was important because you needed a certain amount to get to a point where you could just afford to live.
It was all about safety
putting
and
food
security.
on the table. Yeah, exactly.
My mum was the same. Like, growing up was tough and money wasn't guaranteed. So all she wanted for us was get educated, get a job, have safety, and don't have the stress that I had. So
literally.
That's
and
what
then
we're
coming from a different perspective where we've been fortunate enough now where we're like, oh, we are comfortable, we can afford this, we're okay. So we don't have to drill that into our children where it's about money. It's more about actually something that makes you happy, as well as, you know.
Yeah, and it is important. You do need, because
you do need a level.
You do, of course you do.
Well, it's easy for us to say.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. You do, but at the same time, I think you just need to. I think you just think about what you think makes you rich in life. This is where I know where I'm at now, you know.
What success is changes, I think, as you get older.
When you see, you do these things that people make videos of, just makes you think about it, doesn't it? Like, that is being, I can go to pick my daughter up today because I can.
Yes.
I can go to the school show. I can go to, do you know what I mean? I think, yeah, you do need, money is very important. In a funny way, it does make the world go round, you know? But for me, it hasn't made that huge difference of earning this much to this much in terms of what's really important, and that's me doing with them and doing.
I think you've, like I say, you've been good at that, and you've maintained that, and like I say, you still have a very nice life. But you're not chasing money, and you've capped it to, I could work more hours, I could earn double. I'm not doing that. I'm working enough that I can have a great life and I can still be there. And
at this moment.
Yeah, at this moment,
that's
because when the kids grow up and when they're hanging out with their friends and they don't want to be with me as much anymore, then I'll earn some more money.
Yeah, literally.
But it's that like really horrible, it's not a horrible story, but it's a bit of like heartbreaking story where there's a kid and the dad's putting him to bed and he's like, Dad, how much do you earn? And he was like, that's a bit rude. Like, what are you asking me that for? Well, how much do you earn in an hour? And he was like, I don't know, 50 quid. And he was like, okay, can I have 50 quid? He's like, what do you want money for? And he was like, if I pay you, can you give me an hour?
Oh my God.
Look at that. Oh God.
I knew what was coming.
Yeah,
it's so
it is
true.
finding that balance. And I think being here, we do get that. And I think being in England, you get sucked so much more into that rat race and into that keeping up with the Joneses and wanting the next thing and financing the next thing. And as soon as you earn a little bit more, you get, you climb the ladder, you get a bigger house, bigger car, bigger.
But that's what it was like. Gaining. And this is what we thought it was like. And I remember thinking...
That's what I thought I wanted.
Yes, because you do, because that's all there is. So I thought, the next step for us, if we didn't come to Spain, was to get, a 4-bed in the suburbs, right? And get a nicer house with more space and whatever, which then ties you into a bigger mortgage, which means you're then stuck at that job and you need to
You're
work
never
more.
Actually financially better because every time you jump up, you spend more.
You spend more, 100%. So you've still got the set. I'm still in debt every month. I'm like, how has this happened? I'm like, what's going on?
And less time.
Less time, right, exactly. And time is way more valuable.
And more stress.
But then I realised moving to Spain, I was like, and again, obviously we're lucky. I'm fortunate because we've got the job in London still, but being out here. Yeah. But I was like, we could actually buy this house, which is way cheaper than the house in London. We don't need to have a mortgage. That's the way out, isn't it? Yeah. The way out is to not have I know that's...
But it's just realising that there's other
ways.
routes in life.
There is other routes,
And you will find happiness.
Exactly.
Actually, probably more happiness if you just step away a bit and just have a little bit of think, what is... life for us, what does
it look like?
What does make us rich?
And don't get me wrong, like I'm still, there are nights. One of the things I really want to change is having to log back on after the kids have been gone to bed because I'm rushing the bedtime routine. And I'm literally there wanting this
thinking,
to finish.
I've got a bit more work
I've got more work to do, and I
want
to do it exactly, and I want to go to bed on time. So I'm just thinking, okay, we'll just quickly do this bedtime story. Okay, yeah, we'll quickly, yeah, all right, great, yeah, just go to bed now. And that's the time that they want to tell you everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And they want to ask all the random questions.
Yeah.
Like the other day, Leo, it's 9 o'clock, and I'm thinking, right, I need to get down now. He's just about to go to sleep, and then he's like, what colour are a gorilla's palms? And I'm like, what?
But also, but at the same time, that's also okay too, because kids will be kids too, you know. And you're thinking, right, it's bedtime. Just
it's
go
bedtime,
to sleep.
and you are like, just go to bed now.
They're multicoloured. Take it out. I don't care. All right.
And you're right though, because even Kason last night was getting into like some deep stuff.
Yes.
And was getting upset.
Yeah.
And that was the time where he like stopped for the day, and then his worries were coming out. So
yeah.
it goes one way or the other.
Exactly. But I would like to just, even if it's okay, it's fine for them to go to bed, but what I want to be fully present in that moment and not thinking about work in that time. Yeah. So what I would love to be able to do is just go, right, I'm done for the day. I've done everything, and I'm not logging back on. And actually those days I can actually enjoy and be present with them. Otherwise you're constantly like pulled in two places.
You can't flip flop too much. You actually shifting your brain from one thing to the other is actually physically more exhausting. Yeah. They've already said that. Like you need to, multitasking is a myth, actually.
It's a myth,
You juggle more things, but you don't do anything really well.
No, having 1,000 tabs open.
Doing, bit by bit.
One thing at a time. Yeah. I'm constantly doing that. I don't know about you guys, but where I'm like when I work from home as well, it's just, you feel like, I don't know, I'm there and I'm doing a task for work, and then I think, oh, Leo's birthday is next month. I need to actually call the lady and do that. Yeah. Oh, I need to order this. Oh God, I need to put the laundry out. And then you're just like,
the mental load.
God. And you're just like, stop. I need to just focus on work, because now I'm going to be working late because I've put the laundry out. Or no, I haven't even put the laundry out. Just thought about it 12 times. I've written it down a few times. Haven't actually done it.
You're right.
Right. Let's move on to how we always end our episodes. Okay. It is the Unfiltered Minute. So these are just rapid fire, whatever comes to mind, quick answers. Okay. So what is your worst habit?
Not going to bed when I'm supposed to. Staying up late.
But I'm going to go to bed early tonight.
What do you do, though?
I scroll.
Okay.
Yeah. Some rubbish. I'll scroll.
That's something I just don't do. I can scroll, but at night time, I don't know. It's weird for me. I think I have this quite thing of, if it's dark and there's a phone, I'm like, that's really not good, Charlotte.
No, it's not good. You're right. Good. You're right. It's awful. And then I'm staying awake longer because of it.
That's why it's a bad habit.
I'll tell you what it is. This is my time now. Yeah. I'm not even doing anything productive with it.
No, but it's true, because Liam says to me as well, when I'm like, I just can't think, I can't do anything. And then he's like, yeah, but you're on your phone. I'm like, yeah, but I'm mind-numbingly on my phone that I feel like...
Sorry, this is a school pickup. I'm sorry, everybody.
Oh, God, is it school pickup?
No, it's half past. It's okay, sorry.
Okay. Like, I'm actually, like, zoning out, and I feel like I'm having some me time, but I'm literally, like, my brain is...
You're not having me time.
And it's actually probably not helping.
No, it's not. I should go to bed. And every single day I'm like, I need sleep. I'm not sleeping enough.
I'm so tired this morning. I'm definitely going to bed early tonight.
And then you
we all say that.
Why the fuck is it at 11:30?
Yeah. I know. And how has that happened?
It's going to get worse now summer's here, people.
Yeah.
Oh, don't. We're just talking about it today, about like getting more into a routine of like sleep. Sleep is the biggest thing. Yeah. We got to get more sleep. And as women, we got to get more sleep.
Yeah. Liam needs less sleep than me for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely need more
And yet
sleep.
we're the ones that are always in bed with the child. How does that work?
Yeah. Not fun.
Yes.
What is your best habit?
Oh, that's difficult. I don't know. I can't think of any.
Finding the time for fitness, I think, is a pretty good one from today.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good that you do that. That way you trick yourself, if anything. Making yourself have good habits, I suppose.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I am very big on that. Like, I watch a lot of things, and I very much want to. I think that's the habit, probably. I want to do the good things. I want to drink more water. I want to get more sleep. Yeah. Stay hydrated. I want to eat better.
No, but that's good, because I think there's... What annoys me is all the people that moan about their life but do zero about it.
No, exactly.
I don't have patience for people like that. And I'm not perfect. There's loads of things that I want to do and I'm not doing them. Yeah. But at least sometimes I try.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
What's your superpower?
God, I know this is going to just like trying to do it all. I know you said about multitasking.
Yeah.
But definitely that. I think the juggle, that is a superpower, isn't it? Like doing it all.
Yeah, I was going to say, you might not have to do it all at once, but you're doing it all. You get
it
done.
I am, yeah. I've got the job.
Yeah.
I've got the kids. Yeah. I've got the fitness in there. You know, I'm trying to eat better. Yeah. Like trying to do all of that. Got my hobbies. Yeah. You know, I'm trying to keep up with all the things.
You are
And I'm still sane, people. I'm still sane, just about.
Yeah, well, debatable.
What do you wish people talked more honestly about?
Probably about like married life, like how that changes when they're older. I think a lot of people have long-term relationships, definitely. I think a lot of people are like, you know, you just look at people and you think, oh yeah, everyone's just very happy and you know, everything's going fine. And actually, again, like the more you open up, the more you talk to people, the more it's like, oh no, things are up and down and that's okay. Like it doesn't mean something's wrong.
We can annoy each other.
Exactly. You can annoy each other. There can be,
or you can be in a rough patch.
Yes, definitely. I don't think people talk openly about that.
No, I think it's quite people. I think people feel a bit of shame and weakness around like we're in a rough patch. Like,
definitely.
You know, we're working through something. Like, you know, it's not easy at the moment.
Yeah. I think even with your closest friends, you hide a lot of that. You know, people don't talk about their sex lives. They don't talk about. It's very taboo. It's very like, especially after. I think you talk about your sex. You know, you definitely talk about your sex life more when you're single. And then when you're in a relationship,
actually, when you're in a relationship, it's the bit where you need.
People are not real about it.
No, they're not. They're not real about it.
Actually, come up in conversation, but actually, is it real what you've just said? Is it true?
Exactly.
Or are you just trying to make it out that it's like,
well, they've done that because they feel embarrassed or they feel, and actually that's not helping that person either. No, it's not helping you not being open about it. And actually, the more people you talk to, the more you realise, actually, God, everyone's got their stuff going on.
Just like us in our own lives as women. Or mums or whatever. It's the same as relationships. You know, it's not by the textbook where you meet your prince and everything's all kind of
God, and that's the other thing, isn't it? Movies just show you one thing and then you think, and then no one talks to each other about that. So
it's
definitely
hard, and it can be harder, and you know, some things are worth pushing through and some things aren't. And like you say, it's nice if people were a bit more honest about it. Even sometimes in closest friendship groups, we're not.
Oh yeah,
so why you know?
Why would you?
Why would you in with anyone else?
Yeah,
and I think how much relationships change over time and go through different stages as well, like
because of. Whether it's
you throw kids in there, you throw careers in there,
hormones.
I was just about to say
hormonal changes,
move into different countries. Like there's a lot we have to go through, and like
when you've just had a baby,
changes.
No one knows like what to do. You know, you've just had a baby. I remember just being like, I don't want to look down there, so I don't want anyone to touch there in years. I would say, just don't, you know,
exactly. Don't come near me.
No, come near me. Don't touch me. And you know, and then everything like all that kind of stuff. But no one talks to each other about it. No. Everyone just gets on with it or does what they think they need to.
And thinks that it's just me and my relationship.
Yeah,
like
100%.
Everyone else is doing better than me.
Yep. And then I definitely think that's something people don't talk enough about.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Yeah. What is something women should stop apologising for?
That's a good question.
Bloody everything. I apologise all the time.
Yeah.
I'm always like, sorry.
I think there's a very British thing and a very woman thing.
Yes,
as well.
Exactly. I think for doing well, like in careers, I think career is a big one. Yeah. Career is a big one, and jobs in general. Yeah. Women need to stop apologising for having a career and having a job and doing well at it because and like, or sometimes feeling like if they've emasculated. You know, their partner or anything like that. Just stop that straight away because we're in a very different society now. Yeah.
What is the bravest thing you've ever done?
Wow. I think moving to Spain. I think that's a big one.
I think that's
isn't
huge.
It? That was huge. Like uprooting
at your stage of life.
Yeah,
definitely.
With two young children, just going, do you know what? We're just going to do it. I think that was a big thing. And a lot of people told us no.
Yeah,
a lot of people. Of course they would.
Yeah, because they wish they could, and they don't.
Yeah.
So I think it's very hard. Like you look to your closest friends. I put this on actually Instagram the other day. We go to our closest friends and family for advice, but all you're met with is their limitations and their unfulfilled dreams of they couldn't possibly do it, so you shouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, definitely. So, I think it also comes from a place of they care and they're
sometimes
worried and they're
sometimes it's jealousy, but sometimes it is I'm so worried for you because you're throwing all this away and you don't know what you're going to get. And sometimes we just have to rip the band-aid off and be brave.
Yeah, exactly.
Last one. What do you hope your daughter learns from watching you?
Oh wow, self-confidence. For sure. I think that's the biggest thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just being confident, being comfortable in who you are and just, I want her to just do all the things she loves. I want her to just put herself first, you know, and just Yeah. There's a lot there, but you know, it's
knows
just
who she is, what she likes, what she wants, because she
do
knows
what you
herself,
want
not
and know
someone
yourself.
else is telling her.
Exactly that. Do the things that you love and that you want to do, and just
or don't want to do.
Or don't want to do. Exactly. Yeah. 100%.
Know how to say what you want. I think as women especially, we lose that a little bit. Like, we lose our confidence a bit as we get older, especially becoming mums and coming back into the workforce. Yeah. And not wanting, we're a bit people pleasers. We don't want to make other people uncomfortable or shine too bright in case we, our friends feel uncomfortable because we're doing really well. Like, there's a lot that we have to carry. Yeah. And actually that's part of what the next event's going to be about, because I see it so much that women have all this potential, all these skills. Yeah. Really inspirational, can really help other people. Yeah. But it's almost like contained because they either just don't know how to communicate it. They don't know how to show up for themselves. They maybe don't have the full self-belief in themselves.
Yeah, because they've been told, or that the message, that the internal voice monologue that they've been given is so different. Yeah. And it is that, because for ages in my career, I was always like, I remember looking up. So I've been in my career now 10 years. And like, I remember looking up at all the big bosses, right? All those men in suits, and thinking, oh my God, they must be so smart. Like, they must be so much smarter than me. Yeah, I think that's imagine the when I get there. And then when I got there and talked to these
guys
people,
aren't smart.
I was like, are you joking? I was like, I was smarter than you 10 years ago. Yes. Yeah. Like, what is going on? And
I think that realizing is something that only comes with age. Yeah. And it's funny because I was talking to someone even yesterday, and they're like, God, the people that I work for, like, I'm doing everything. Yeah. They, they're the owners. So I was like, because they took the risk. They're not the smartest in the room. That's literally it. They've been brave enough to take the risk.
That's the difference.
They've figured out how to make it work. Yeah. And that is by getting other people smarter than them to do it for them.
Exactly.
And actually, the people that are the smartest, usually, what do they say? A players tend to work for C players. Because they're more risk takers, and smart people are more risk averse. Yeah. So actually you end up having really smart people, not always, but sometimes working for the people that
literally
take the risk.
And also, like, it's the self-belief. Yes. It's the people that had that self-belief that set you aside.
Can do anything.
Literally, but they're the same. Everyone's the same. Like, really, like, we've all had different skills and whatever, like, but at the end of the day, you've all got a certain level and you've come to the same level. But I think that for me was a big realization. And I've seen so often women go in, there's that saying, and it's so true. Someone will say, your boss will say, oh, I'm going to give you a pay rise. And a woman will go, oh, well, what's the job? What's the new job? No, not pay rise. Oh, you got promotion. Yeah. You got promotion. The woman will go, oh, what's the job? Can I do it? Am I going to be able to do that job? Yeah. And a man will say, how much more do I get? Yeah. And that is the difference.
The stat, isn't it? Even applying for a job. A woman will look at the criteria and only apply if she's got like 90% of it, and a guy will apply if he's got 60%.
Literally.
Because it's just that difference in,
of course it is.
Value,
it's the mentality.
mentality.
Exactly. And we've been taught things that need to be unlearned.
Yeah. And it's getting better.
We are.
Yeah, we're definitely a lot more aware. We're definitely a lot more like, see these things. Yeah. See women in these positions now as well. Yeah. Yeah. But a lot of what I've learned in my sales career are the things that I specifically want to share with women, because I'm like, you are so much more powerful than you give yourself credit for, and I want to make you shine.
Definitely. and the biggest skill you can have is selling yourself, because that is what's got me to where I am today, is literally like selling myself, like in interviews.
And it's not boasting. It's not a big ego.
Not at all.
It's just saying, I know I'm good at what I do, and I know I can do this for you, and this is what I'm worth.
Yeah, 100%. And you are already there. Like, most of you are already there. You're just, you tell yourself that you need more, or you think or have this perception that these people who are higher up than you just know it better or do so much more, but actually they don't. They really don't.
Everyone's figuring it out.
Of course they are. And you get there and you're like, I mean, that's what I thought. I thought at one point I just feel like an adult. I've never felt like an adult. Like, still looking for someone who's more of an adult to tell me what to do. I'm like, I need an adultier adult than I am.
Oh, well, thanks for coming on. It's been a really, really good chat. Really interesting. I think a lot of the guests will relate to what we've gone through. And it's I think I've just
I've loved listening to it. It's been very interesting for me.
Yeah.
A little bit of everything, to see someone who, is in in it, you know, who's done all the academics and done all that, and then he can still have a good job but still have choices. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's that balance.
It really is.
Yeah. Not being sucked into.
Like you've just said, seeing women in those things, it's a little bit more inspiring. So if we can teach our daughters, our friends and everything to have that confidence that you can do it, I think it's brilliant to see. So
thank you. Thanks for having me. I've really enjoyed it. It's been nice to sort of, you know, chat through it all.
Yeah. And you're coming to the next event. So for anyone else watching, because this will go out, you'll still have time. You won't have much time, but you'll still have a few days to get in touch to join us at our women's event. And it's everything about what we spoke about today. It's just giving women that safe space to learn from each other, grow, and some of those skills that we might not have picked up that we can get better at to sell ourselves and you know, hit our potential.
Build our self-confidence, because you deserve it. So use it.
Amazing. Well, thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this conversation. There'll be more coming, and we'll see you next week.
You will. Happy summer.
Bye.